It is my immense privilege to introduce this next brother of mine. He goes by Dreaming Now, but you might know him as Neil Morris. He's a Yorta Yorta man, and he's one of the biggest truth tellers that this country has ever seen. He's a hip-hop artist, and he plays around with the electronic medium. But I first met him in Melbourne on Wurundjeri country, Boonwurrung country, long time ago when we were doing community radio, 3RRR. He had a program called Still Here. Still Here speaks to everything that Neil stands for. He is the embodiment of the continuation of our cultures. He lives and breathes his responsibility every single day. I don't think I've ever met somebody quite like Neil. He sings and he raps and he shares spoken word with such purpose. And he always does it with others walking alongside him. I've been so honoured to see someone like Neil bring young people like myself along with him in every single thing that he does, but to also honour his old people every step of the way. He met Uncle Vic Sims and he met Auntie Rhonda Dixon with me before this show tonight because it was very important to him to honour the old people whose country we're standing on. And has invited some young mob to come up on stage with him tonight and share his music with us. So it's my immense pleasure to introduce Neil Morris, Akela Newman, Makesha Marcella, and Derek Nanup.
Nagana mulana yan bana yakapna nagana mulana yiringa yiri nagana mulana tungkolacha mulana nagana mulana yakapna of an ancient wisdom, creator spirit, beautiful, strong. Yes, it giveth life for these sacred lands, eternal systems delivered through the sun. To the depths it glisten, stars in the night, crystallized life. Ancestors' prayers in my ears so sublime. Blood in the soul, never forget or deny the anguish, the cross, the ongoing genocide, the devastation, theft and wiping out the tribes, remorseless attacks and heinous crimes, poison in the waters, yet the people we survived, inscribed with lies and decimated with deceitful bribes. But yet the people we survived pay respect and give love and thanks one time. One time, one time. Peace, love and unity to all my originals. Why? Our ancestors in our lands amidst every child, woman and man, no matter where we stand. Our ancestors in our lands, so I pay respect. The ancestors in these lands amidst every child, woman and man, no matter where we stand. The ancestors in these lands, so I pay respect. But yet the world lost its mind like it's sleep deprived. People not peeping signs of the symbols divine. Carvings in stone, sacred fires, ancient truths in the work into the grounds, in the creeks, in the rivers, forests where snakes sliver, bird calls deliver old truths in God's diction. The fog's holy halo, crystallize and glisten, now replaced with street names duly written. Smiles line space, comfortable and smitten, roads and avenues, central business districts, spiritual latitude, laws of metaphysics overtaken by the laws of their long lost mystics who preceded the present new type. But linguistics causing nations conflicted, seemingly cryptic but confusion running rampant, yet deeply intrinsic devastation dipped in, severed tied to the ancient rites, vaporized out of sight on a soon-to-be broken down plot. Omens I compare, seeping into sight, time to awaken, pay respect. The ancestors in these lands amidst every child, woman and man, no matter where we stand. The ancestors in these lands, so I pay respect. The ancestors in these lands amidst every child, woman and man, no matter where we stand. The ancestors in these lands, so I pay respect, yeah. Nangana mulana, yanbana, and Gata Neil Yorta Yorta Yir, Nangana mulana, waka. I acknowledge these sovereign sacred lands that I stand upon, and I acknowledge the enormity of all the things that have occurred upon these lands for the Gadigal people, for the Bijigal people, the Darug people, all surrounding mobs connected to this very sacred part of country. It's an incredibly profound part of country. There are obviously the colonial impacts that have taken place in this place that are very heartbreaking to this day. But beneath this land has been shared with us tonight from amazing elders of this land, Annie Rhonda and also Uncle Vic. We've had amazing stories of richness, of beauty that is still within these lands, and it is such an honor to be on these lands. These are still their sovereign, sacred, Indigenous, custodial lands. We opened up the set here with an acknowledgement of country, and that also included the Gadigal language from Akela Newman, who is here with us tonight, and it's an honor to have her share with us as well with her connections to Gadigal country. It's a beautiful, special thing to be able to do that and step on this country in such a profound and beautiful way. And so that piece was Ancestors. It was a piece about honoring, acknowledging country through the medium of hip hop. The next piece is one by the name of Always Remember. And it's about the profound beauty that as First Nations people, we can never forget what we descend from. It's so deeply etched into our spirits, let alone our DNA, which it is all etched into as well. This piece goes by the name of Always Remember. I open eyes to see ancestors asking many questions. What are these lessons that compress, possessed our addresses? Confused tribal diction guesses, anyone's best guesses. Now they got generations seeking mass convalescence. Eucalyptus whittled by devious shepherds. Totems taken with no conscience or questions. No concept or consciousness of things before the present. Vacuous and empty like a windswept desert. Harrowing house under the moon crescent in the noon sunrise. 2 chains the present, rearranged trauma laden. Generations feathered, but the focus to be better is by colonial resin. Fermented in these strange weathers. Some seeming to get stuck in quagmires. Vision torn and severed, but original lines always remembered. Hold together in and out as we hold on to forevermore treasures. Cause we always remember, right? We always remember. Yeah, we always remember, right? Forevermore, yeah. We always remember, right? We always remember. We will always remember, right? Forevermore. But some, they lost frames, claim divine name change. Rearrange strange ways, submerged in haze, grey upon halcyon days, health unseen in the maze. Destitute ways, left with the loot, escape frames, time conditions. Formulated wild renditions, play victims in written cinematic systems. But they got it all messed up, land covered in division, wild incisions. A carnage of innocent victims, while just sit and waiting for a minute. Spirit gets to floating up beyond metropolis's river locomotion. Here the trick release the pain beyond the hocus pocus. Open heart release into the soul's love and devotion from eons before into the very present moment. I just sit and analyze, reacquaint and scope on while I'm still here trying to stay blessed. Stand strong as by the stresses trickle down. Horrific conquest, another warrior roaming, just trying to get rest on his quest. So I close eyes, focus and catch breath, stoke and fire, containing ashes from the sacred pot. Ways of life dripping down, create the spirit life, yes. We always remember, right? We always remember. Yeah, we always remember, right? Forevermore, yeah. We always remember, right? We always remember. Yeah, we always remember, right? Forevermore, yeah. We always remember sacred law. We always remember. We always remember, right? Forevermore. We always remember all the spirit in the land. Not a name, forevermore. Always remember. Always remember, yeah. Always remember, right? Forevermore. Always remember. Always remember, yeah. Always remember. Forevermore. Always remember. Always remember, yeah. We always remember, right? Forevermore, yeah. We always remember. Always remember. Always remember. Forevermore. again, I want to acknowledge how beautiful it was to share the first couple of songs with Rachael Newman here with us tonight. As someone connected to these parts of country, it's incredibly profound, and it's something that I value very much. Wherever I have the privilege to be able to walk on country, to be able to engage and be reminded of the profound impact and the profound importance that is so central and pivotal of custodians of a country, and that their connection of 80,000 plus years means absolutely everything here in the now to human life as we know it. This next one is an unreleased piece, and it's about the beauty of our people. You know, our people are so beautiful, so incredibly beautiful, and we're living in a special time in the world where a lot more of that is being engaged with. It's not so much about there being more, because it's always been there, it's always been incredible, and the vastness of the rich beauty and magnitude of that of our people is incredibly mind-blowing. It's just, I am so honored to live in this time that our people can showcase who they are in a way that sadly wasn't as easy for some of our ancestors. And so this is about that, and this piece goes by the name of No Question. And also, to my left, I want to acknowledge the deadly, powerful, amazing, beautiful sister on the keys here, and also on the BVs here on this track, Mikesha, who is of the Darambal people and also of the Tongan people as well. I can feel all your medicine is all around you. In the glow in your eyes makes me feel brand new. I can see all that dreaming running right through, sparkling like the stars in a deep night view. Connection to the law and everything before us do spawn from the depths of the core of who we are. From Yorta Yorta to the Barlu, Navajo Cree, Musqueam to Ananew. More of you shining is what I'm grateful to see. All that original magic all across our countries, from the desert out to the tropics and the palm trees. Don't go love fresh water to the saltwater seas. Garwood mountaintops on the rocks with no trees. Solar cycle of magic that can cure all a disease of treachery. A colonial schemes know what I mean. We are descendants of a divine majesty. A lot of love in our mother's hands. There's a lot of love as we connect across the lands. Following plans grant from the ancestors, all beautiful across the lands. No question, each and every eye can see the light. We got that spirit that they cannot deny. In our baby's cries and the smile of our elders, we all beautiful like the sun upon the mountain. I know the pain from what's come before got you wondering, what is this life really for? But you're still like the eagle to soar as you hold your head in the depths, in the middle of these wars and these ongoing tortures. See, you are a power in a physical form, so I'll always adore you. Deep feel Lord that's embedded in your aura. See, we are sons and daughters kin holding these stories from all that came before us as they try to stop us at dawn. As we wade through all of this residual mourn, I'm finding threads connected to the ancestral forces of the old people. Talking proud of continued walking from the valley, the shadow of death. A strong ornaments, resurgence in each and every one of our breaths. Don't stop like the creator, spirit never left, blessing the world, holding all that magic in our quest. Lot of love in our mother's hands. Lot of love as we connect across the lands. Following plans grant from the ancestors, all beautiful across the lands. No question, each and every eye can see the light. We got that spirit that they cannot deny. In our baby's cries and the smile of our elders, we all beautiful like the sun upon the mountain. Lot of love in our mother's hands. Lot of love as we connect across the lands. Following plans grant from the ancestors, all beautiful across the land. No question, each and every eye can see the light. We got that spirit that they cannot deny. In our baby's cries and the smile of our elders, we all beautiful like the sun upon the mountain. You know, when beautiful things happen, you lose sense of time. That's kind of part of what this project is about. It's about the timelessness of the profundity that is First Nations people and where we've come from, who we are, where we're going. This next piece is a piece of poetry that I wrote specifically for this event, and it was about, I guess for me, really connecting into the emotion of being on this land and a lot of the difficult things that have happened on this land and what we really need moving forward. If only they understood all the things we were put here for, to walk in accordance in every way with sacred law. From the deserts to the shores, mountaintops and river floors, moving to the rhythms in our DNAs and in our cores. From Gadigal land across the Noongar land beyond the Nullarbor, the colour of our sacred ways being broken, I cannot ever understand why, what for. But even all of that though, no, I personally feel like I don't want to level the score. But we know it's undeniably true that if all got behind us properly, this so-called country would be transformed in a way more beautiful than any could imagine from when so-called Australia's first dawn was spawned. See, we come from things beautiful, intricate in every aspect, but they got us trying to take back steps, like back when they had us on missions, tried to break our backs then, but we never lacked strength. See, black is made of divine energy, never collapsing or elapsing. It's forever in movement and our sacred action. That move with the breath blessed by Biami, serpent descendants still here amidst tsunamis. And they got armies, but we got ancestors that forever recenter and calm me to remind there is no future without us. No, there can't be. See, everything will sooner turn to dust without our custodianship brought back up to fill the cup. So we gotta clear out all the corruption as we are and have been on the cusp of unbearable living conditions. And so like my ancestors, we still rallying and signing petitions, wishing for visions of the right way to be easily enabled, the way white privilege is still enabled on all of our televisions. The way white privilege is still cavorts and can't even have a conversation about removing a racist anthem for a more equitable rendition. And same goes for the so-called Constitution. A refusal to acknowledge the basic facts that their institutions are a confused, lost way of evil delusion, but we gotta find a way to put it all aside. Otherwise, this whole world where we live and die will subside. And yes, also all your children too will not remain. When these destructive forces continue to collide amidst fracked lands, famished soils, with nothing left to toil for, with no place to hide, no place to smile or celebrate, like only 2 years ago when this whole coast was up in fire. And if that wasn't a warning sign, I don't know what it's gonna take for you to read the writing on the walls, but we know it always was. Always will be a place that we need healing. We need to break down the walls, cast away the illusions and the flaws of Western patriarchal force because it's run its course. And now it's time for healing. We must heal country. See, it's what we were put here for, after all. After all that's been denied, after all the tears cried, after all the white lies and white crimes, now it's time for healing. Let's heal country because, see, it's what we were put here for after all. This next piece is about the illegal occupation known as so-called Australia. '88, they came upon our lands, washed into the bay, stepped upon sacred sands. Didn't recognize there was governance at hand, laws and conditions not based upon demands. Tribes, clans and families in line with sacred chants. Songlines, stories blessing woman, child and man. Stars, constellations, formulating plans. Bountiful plains of medicinal plants. Spells beyond the physical, beating our dance. None of this dreaming unfolded by chance, but they didn't see this majesty right before their eyes. Labeled us as savages and plotted out to Mars. Took out star formations to represent their plot, not realizing our true essence brought in through those knots. Busy painting laws to sidestep our rights, deny our very ways till we were out of sight, out of mind. Sprouted laws this landscape never defined in the previous 60,000 plus years of time. That said, Australia still has seen a crime where they push aside the matters and it's blind leading the blind.
Australia does not exist.
What they be selling is myth.
Australia does not exist.
But they keep on trying to tell it.
Australia does not exist.
Yeah, straight up illegitimate.
Australia does not exist.
This is all lost, all of this, but none of this is what they try and make it seem. Laws formed in power, dynamics and schemes, superimposed upon eons of dreams, besieged with the intent to make us bleed. Adopt their creeds to wither in the back, drop and recede. Assimilation policy, a swollen horror scene. White Australia, false democracy, no jurisdiction to take over autonomy. The lobotomy reads lies. A surgical pose to eradicate all black lives. They took children as they took all under the skies. Put poison in the waters, these heinous crimes. Yet we survived. Yet we still on these lands and we thrive. Yes, we strong as ever, fam, but yet the dreaming right here and the now. No matter the shackles, they cannot put our light. We ignited and proud.
Australia does not exist.
What they be selling is myth.
Australia does not exist.
But they keep on trying to tell it.
Australia does not exist.
Yes, it's straight up illegitimate. Yeah,
Australia does not exist.
this is all lost, all of this. Open your eyes to the dreams. None of this is what they try and make it seem. Australia does not exist. Just a charade paved in pictures to try painting you a picture to evade the true identity of these lands. It is built on legislations and false formations without true jurisdiction, propagated through mass manipulation of populations and resources. Genocidal policies and forces, born in the blood of our ancestors' massacres, but still sacred spirit here. Breathe in the air, true essence delivered from our mother's womb and hands. This always was and always will be a land of countless indigenous nations, none of which are cold. None of which are cold. None of which are cold. Australia. This next piece is about, well, if it's not Australia, then it can only be one other thing, where we are. That's a beautiful, sacred thing. It's a dedication to that. And I do dedicate this to the traditional custodians of this land, where we are right now. Indigenous land of original clans. Since the beginning of man, countless years out on these lands, living so grand, alarm to commands, intrinsic alarm, never disband. 60,000 plus, following law before this lights of hand. Through the seasons and sacred plants, ancient thorns for many lost bands. From the desert down to the clay pan, tropics and mountaintops, ocean oceans, sanctified beaches, no equivalent. Swept with the tide, deeply advanced. Warriors pose so poisonous stance. Elders wisdom, truth never by chance. Sorcerers, elixirs, and trance in a dance. Standing in love across every expanse. Message sublime, it's in her hands. Breathless in beauty from all that it spans. Infused with the magic, majestic and grand. Murigama, dada cool land. No more body, kalit the band. Kuku, yellow G, bang it in. Young you, pie, medina, burngam. Yorta Yorta, born with it. Where is it you standing, fam? Whose land you standing on? Know the history, know the facts. It's indigenous land that you are on. Indigenous land is where you stand. Indigenous land is where you be. Indigenous land, it always was. Indigenous land always will be. Indigenous land is where you stand. Indigenous land is where you be. Indigenous land, it always was. Indigenous land always will be. Lest we forget the frontier wars and a genocide blueprint that does live on. That's in custody, it does seize no more prolific than ever forced by big guns. Still they gallivant and they rob us. Children again and again stolen in a blink of an eye. They are with us and then they are gone. We still amidst all these storms, 230 years on. Pillaging scorn, culture ignored, fictions insidious adorn. All of our sacredness shaken and torn. All the wild indigenous lands we are living out our lives upon. Does your mind realize that throne? As opposed to subliminal throne from ancestors on the rise on this devilishness do not belong. A perpetual cycle of wrongs, Spain glorious way with time bomb. But yet all of our kingdoms still here, still live on. We still countless original, limitless indigenous nations. It's no broken chain of law, ancestors in law. They giving us more, endlessly they giving us more. From a desert to the shore, they delivering law, they singing that law for forevermore. Indigenous land is where you stand. Indigenous land is where we be. Indigenous land, it always was. Indigenous land always will be. Indigenous land is where we stand. Indigenous land is where we be. Indigenous land, it always was. Indigenous land, always will be. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. 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 So we're here, young in country, partly because of, well, you know, mostly because we're custodians still of country, and we need to keep talking about stories of country to keep that connectivity going and the healing going, which is the theme of NAIDOC this year. This last piece is about healing. It's about people understanding the sacred land that they are on. It goes by the name of Get Back to the Land. It's been an honor to be here tonight and a privilege to walk amongst incredible people of this land, Uncle Vic Sims, Auntie Rhonda. We are so blessed. Everybody is blessed that has been able to connect to the other amazing people this evening, as well as Auntie Janine as well, of the Wiradjuri people. So again, thank you. And thank you to my co-performers for sharing this moment with me. Domadamanga, Dunguja, big love to all of you. So I recorded this piece on Yorta Yorta country. The sounds you can hear is down by the sacred Kaila, Yorta Yorta country. We've been in this position, maybe nobody expected. Cultures torn apart from many intense pressures. Destructive misdirection from election to election. We need transformation to address it. But how we gonna heal if the people disconnected? How we gonna heal if our mother disrespected? So much information, facts so rejected. Full ignorance, yelling not truth is not accepted. Rejected while society fall apart into depression. As sacredness of land that's waiting for all to be connected. See, it's so sacred. From the coast forest, the desert, from thousands years ago into the present. See, everywhere we step in, we step upon a blessing. While still hear the land singing ancestors, gardens never left us. Back to the land could heal all, no question, deliver no conditional love with each breath here.
Get back to the land, 'cause it will never, ever, ever hurt you. Get back to the land, 'cause it will never, ever, ever hurt you.
Sometimes it feels like I woke up in a nightmare, then everything is right when I got the land right here, but in my right ear is the pain and devastation as the colonial destruction continues all across our nations. Rejection of the fact we carry this land across all places of sacredness, from the Torah Strait to Kula Nation and Yorta Yorta, my home, original placement as our mothers pleading for us to heed our calls, desperation, singing the hearts and minds and spirits for the transformation. Be patient, I am here to clear your pain and frustration. Just be with me, I understand you and I love you and I always will, no matter how long you've been away. You are my child, and every second I pray forth that you can elevate into peace with the sacred laws. Come back to the land for liberation. It's time to make it right, let's heal these wounds and lamentations.
Get back to the land, 'cause it will never, ever, ever hurt you. You've got to get back to the land, 'cause it will never, ever